So, we have gathered a small squad of, we'll say height challenged individuals to go through and clear 4A during XP week. Man, I just keep getting lyricked over and over. Yeah, please stop. I skipped like 8 songs prior to the recording the stream, just for clarity. There are non-lyric songs of the soundtrack, right? For Manaclama too. See more leveling. Yeah, at least with XP week, it'd be pretty quick to get them to hard mode. The nice thing is that rare enemies are pretty good in normal hard and very hard across the board, so it'd be like near instant level ups for everybody. Yeah, I slightly adjusted my item placement on the bottom left of the screen to work well. Oh, I could just Refoe that, that's funny. Yeah, we need to get Refoe stack there at all. Easy enough. Hope you're doing well, HellCleave. You're saying you were feeling sick earlier. Look material, really abnormal. Chad, why don't we play Ultimate? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna tap them from existence. Welcome for track, hope you're doing well. Oh boy, the next song, my favorite one. Gonna get a lot of usage. Really? Really? Chat, why do I play Ultimate? Just, why? Is there a point? Can we just disable this mode? It's clearly not working. Actually nonsense. Like seriously, it feels like I'm I've been playing for like 2 minutes. I'm up a PD. Okay, sure, why not? I guess. Oh man. Ultimate is so bad. Oh, it's compiling a list of quests to play on very hard mode. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. We might do that in the future during a bonus stream. I'm not gonna do it today. I thought about if I wanted to do War Limits 4, and I'm like, no. I was confusing it with new mop-up operation. The one where you just take the left word repeatedly to get through the maze. This one I want to go Foe stack because it's fun. Fortnite killed the door pawn before the team dies. Good call. See that? They're already level 9. Doing real damage. Too bad most of the list will be blue. It's so true. I did point out some quests. They're not too bad. I do think for people that are kind of bored of doing CCC, I actually think Massive Attack 2B might be worth you doing. Because you get tickets, which are kind of worth it. I guess we'll go underground, at least until the reset point, to squeeze out more XP. Since I'm not dying to do normal mode resets. I mean, technically we could get ad slots and stuff by getting rare enemies, but it's fine. We're XP week. There we go. Everybody's here. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. The other ones, like 2 Vice Drops, is better than all, amusingly enough. Yeah, so it's like kind of looking at it overall. Just to reset it again. Hello, I'm at Arkham. Welcome, Chuckleface. Well, saw you're playing some very hard mode. I respect that. Oh, stay behind and deal with them. That's fine. Don't mind me. I one-shot these, so I don't really need to care about the Rappy placements. Oh, Marissa double A. Oh, where's your Photon Crystal chance, I guess. Congratulations, chat. Unfortunately, I somehow failed that a chance, by the way. So enjoy your Photon Crystal. Somebody got it, right? It was... Oh, wow. Did no one really get it? Wow, that's so sad. That's actually a travesty. How did we all fail better than 50-50? Oh, chat went to the other one. Oh, that's cute. Okay, we're not doing B. I respect it though. You tried summoning the next wave. Oh, the Rappy spawn. It blocked my grants. The zoo's too far for me to hit normally. Okay, this should protect the group somewhat well. I am so sad we didn't get the Photon Crystal for somebody in the group here. It was like a 1 out of 1.9 or something. This is a pretty good odd at getting it. Okay, we can reset now. That's just kind of securing the XP, so that way one more run should level. So we had a chance at Photon Crystal, to be fair. It almost gave us the value. And you will play danger, then take too much attention. It's just free value. How many PDs or Photon Crystals did you get while doing it, out of curiosity? As I said before, I get somewhere between like 2 PDs and or Photon Crystals in the span of an hour. I feel like it's just guaranteed value. I have yet to see it not give me something after an hour of gameplay. Let alone getting lucky with Caduceus or like Ignition Cloak or whatever. I mean, if you got Ignition Cloak, then that's even better. Yeah, inform the chat. Make everybody a believer in very hard mode blue. Well, what am I doing? I don't need to get stack. I just gotta Razan. Everything dies to one spell. There we go. Save some time there. I gotta optimize for normal mode. Bonk. Oh. Make sure they get hit there. There we go. We're fully that. And dead. And yeah. There we go. Cat going back from materials. Nice. If Potato transcends boundaries, I just got a pocket full of materials. Oh, that's unfortunate. How long did you play? Like half hour, hour? If you played 2 hours and didn't get anything, that's actually really unlucky. Although it depends on if you were you doing surface only or going underground? If you go underground, you don't get any items. That's why I just want to make sure you were going underground with it. I usually just reset on Astark over and over, because it gives you the best density of enemies. Like, you could technically clear up to this wave as well, and it's not bad. I just don't feel like the rest of the run is worth doing. Like, you always check this for, like, Photon Crystals very hard if you're gonna go further. I'm also curious what kind of resets you did, because I usually find if I do the Astark resets, I get, like, insane value. Because the way you have to view it is that every time you fight Rappies, it's just upping your chances of Photon drops, like, astronomically. So the more you reset on them, the better. Yeah, I don't even bother going to fight Zoo. I feel like they're too slow. So I felt like my average PDs per minute were better when I didn't shit, and I just did Astark resets. And that's super useful if you're playing Unural, because her TP is pretty terrible. So it would otherwise cost you like a Tri-Fluid just to get that far. For Faux Newman, it's not a big deal, but for her, it's atrocious. I don't recommend going up to this. Faux Newman, it depends. If you're feeling it, you might as well check the Rappies. Oh, thank you for the follow. Just the top mostly, however I did some Eco Forest and got some luck there. There you go. Almost all cleaned up. By the time we come underground, they should be like 18 or 19. Finish underground, I mean. I doubt they'll hit 18, 19 on just surface. Fireballs out here, kill the next wave faster. Maybe get an ad slot from Dorfon, which is really funny. Yeah, why does normal mode get free value? Why normal gets ad slots and Photon Crystals? It's so dumb, chat. another chug fluid there. Just waiting for all players to be here. There we go. This seems fair. Just one spell, fight over. Oh, that's a lot of mine materials. Uh-oh. Gotta go clean up this room later, apparently. How am I getting more materials on normal mode than ultimate? I feel like that shouldn't be possible. I feel more confused now than anything, chat. I can be honest with you. So I'm gonna go down the middle path. Or if somebody wants to head down the middle path now. I'm gonna play normal CCC, mats drop a lot. It's supposed to be a very greatly reduced rate in general, because there are penalties on the difficulty, essentially. The Lingering Fireball should kill a couple enemies here and there. One power mat, nice. So my guess of them being 18-19 by the time we hear this is accurate. I think I could check. I think I can also do the next room. I guess I should have done the next room with that. I was trying to remember where the awfulness of the quest begins. I think we could have gone in this room. It's triple zoo, and then just a bunch of Gorons or whatever. I don't know if the wiggle works in this room. Does the wiggle work? Oh, the wiggle works. Oh, they didn't take that away from me. Thank you, Wiggle. May you never betray me. And slot, nice. Take your head, chat. Somebody's getting value. Yeah, I should have done this room with the team last time, because I think this is where it goes into the bad room. Oh, unless it's the long room. Maybe this is the cookie room. I'm trying to remember. Is this cookie room? It is cookie room. Okay, we could do this room as well. I just figured rather than resetting and then immediately leaving, might as well just keep going. That is so close to leveling. I'm gonna be so sad if Chad is like one kill from leveling for all these kills. Next room is where it gets bad. Oh, Chad didn't level. I think unfortunately this is where it gets to the bad part of the quest. I might be able to kill like 1 or 2 enemies here, tops, but I might as well box check since I'm here. Yeah, there's a reason we don't do 4A, and it's because the upcoming room is so bad. Yeah, this is about all I can kill for chat. Yeah, sadly didn't level. I'm leaving. Unfortunate. I should have taken you to that room earlier. I'll learn from my mistakes. I love chat just getting granted value on normal mode. Amazing. So by the time we get to probably... Ooh, everybody should be 20? If we even get to the lizards, I'm not even sure. But I refuse to believe we're gonna kill Zoo and somebody won't be 20 by then. Speaking of which... Yeah, see, if we just did A up to the point that it reset earlier, they would have leveled. Because I missed like 3 whole waves for them. Let's go to next difficulty. So if you do A, HellCleave up until Cookie Room, I think with just 2 A's, you don't need to reset beyond that. Because I missed out on, like, 11 waves HellCleave, just for clarity. So, and it's underground waves, which is a lot of XP. But we'll do the same thing again, while just leveling people. Since we're not as focused on the item hunt now. We'll go at least to the cookie room. I don't think it's worth going to the sandpit room, aka the room where good game design and plot creation goes to die. But we could at least take them through the rest of it. There we go. We even got Ertamperometer up to 40. Now every rare enemy is ultra exciting. Like, give more photon crystals, please. Unless you still get Rappy Beaks from these, which is funny. I'm not sure if you did need them or not, HellCleave. I'll let you know, I have quite a few. Yeah, I think we've seen one Rappy Beak already. MarcoHnt out, just to make sure we get the Rappies. Never know if we'll get a PD or not from them. They'll take whatever, still have 20 plus. Oh, I have a lot. I easily have 20 plus. I just figure if you're making Rappy mags, especially now that they're used in filters, probably more. Probably one of the good things that they decided to do. Getting photon drop, of course. Every time we do this, I'm like, why don't we play Ultimate? Yeah, I kind of want to play with the, what is it, Marina's bag at some point. I thought I had one to do while, like, leveling new mop-up operation, for example. I wanted to try that at some point with a different batch of characters. Where I'm basically there as support force, like faux neural, and just mashing with Marina's bag for boosted range. I was thinking about that the other day. And I realized I don't have item tickets. I would have to... I have photon tickets, not item tickets. I'd have to use silver badges for that. Which seems like not a good use. So I'll have to see if anybody's selling one of those. Get some Jaya chances. Again, weirdly hard mode, not even terrible. Like 1 in 182 chance of Jaya. Okay. Right, chat? Like, okay. Take those. Nice, I'm getting plenty of tri-fluids for some reason. Gladly take them. 25 hit fine lockdown. There you go. I am finding it amusing to see like the highlighted items on the screen. Just for chat curiosity, how good they are with Chris. Just to see what kinds of things drop on the floor. Ooh, chat pulled them away from MarcoHnt. I don't know if I would have recommended that. Rip. Everybody already got their 1 hours of ultimate value. I think I saw everybody at least get something. Unless I missaw who got ad slot earlier. Under lockdown. A whimsical world, seeing all these low items with low hit. Wow, I got a 10-hit repeater, everybody. Different times. Then you play challenge mode, and it's like, oh, it only has 90 in an attribute. Where's the 100? Oh, challenge mode. Very massively leveling up here. Try not to spook too trappies, but no promises. Kind of annoying in this room as a Newman. Weirdly, as New World, this room is like really easy because your fireball doesn't reach the ones in the corner. If you stand in the parallelogram of Rappies there, then you're fine. We'll go up until decent. I don't think it's like too bad of a walk. Plus, we're not looking for value on hard mode. Very hard mode. It depends on how desperate the wants to level. As I said before, underground drops are kind of terrible. Like, you get Rappies, which are still good, but this is like, it's just so much. You get more Rappies per minute by resetting than you do going underground. If that's the only sway point, I'm like, no, it's better to reset. On the plus side, at least we don't have to kill Ertamperometer on these resets, which does make it much easier than B, by the way. So, like, if all... Oh, I gotta do the wiggle. Oh, I didn't do the wiggle properly. Oh, I failed everybody. I'm so sorry. What happens when you wiggle wrong? I didn't wiggle responsibly. So sorry. I brought shame to the wiggle family. I didn't do it as soon as I entered, which is what I needed, but I took a few steps first. You're wondering why that didn't work there. Another luck material. Yeah, just kind of tightened up some of the placement on my screen. I think I'm mostly happy with it. I'm still not a big fan of the scroll bar, but at least I'm seeing, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, top 12 items. I don't think I realistically need to see more than that. Especially with other filters on. Before I do anything. This is just melting instantly. You'd love to see. In hard mode, at least you get giant chances. There's like a reef to go underground here. Yeah, I was kind of comparing like different IDs for like underground usage. I do think yellow is also surprisingly decent if you don't have a blue ID. So I think that's worth bringing up to people that are trying to figure out like where the value is, especially if you're doing like a new mop-up B. I think yellow ID is actually fine. Because right, there's no Ertamperometer, so you ignore Heaven Striker code. I'll pop these boxes. That's it. End of run. And it gets Ignition Cloak. It technically also is Photon Crystal on Rappies. It's not as good as Blue ID or Photon Crystal, but everything else is fine. If people are looking for something other than Oops All Blue ID, I think it's important to let people know that. Like, Blue ID is still the best, don't get me wrong. But it's one of those ones where it's not that bad. Yeah, because the problem is, like, some of those IDs that have Ignition Cloak don't have a good Photon Crystal. So, like, Yellow ID gets it on Zoo, for example. Or you'll get, like, Red ID has Photon Crystal, but it's on Marissa. And there's no Marissa as a new mop-up. That's like one of those ones where like it actually does kind of matter where it is. So it depends on what it is. Yeah, and unfortunately some of the Ignition Cloak don't have good Photon Crystal. The only one that has good both is blue. Yellow probably second best Ignition Cloak Photon Crystal. RN trades off for it, so like RN Underground, if you're doing like, I think New Mop-Up also works for that, because they want Goron Detonators, I think, for their Heart of Plantain fan. So I think New Mop-Up 3 is actually also not bad on RNID, if you're looking to find a new hunt. So people are trying to figure out different ways to level other than Blue ID. I do want to kind of open those up, because I know we love Blue ID Surface, and don't get me wrong, I will play it all the time, but for people that are looking to level some of those old characters, I'm gonna go back and see power material. It's important to kind of highlight those things. Yeah, Yellow getting it on Zoo is huge. RNID is okay on Surface. Like, you only get a Photon Crystal and Dorphon Eclair, which is kind of bad, as you can imagine. Like, almost no quest you want to run has it. Like, you really gonna get Photon Crystal from Dorphon Eclair on this quest? I don't think so. That is not very likely to occur. But it is interesting. I think there's a bit more leniency with it. Like, you could technically also do, like, Sky ID for New Mop-Up 3 if you want a Heart of. But I think, unfortunately, Sky ID's value outside of the Heart of is just really bad. So if you're looking for literally any value as you play, it's kind of one of the worst IDs. It's unfortunate. It's kind of embarrassing that there's just literally nothing to hunt on some of them. So we're gonna heal Wario up. Just 6 power mats now, nice. Yeah, I picked up a couple of luck, couple power. Yeah, like, White has, like, 1 Disco Brave Man, and I'm like, if it just had, like, a second, it wouldn't even be terrible. It doesn't even get, like, Heaven Striker's Cloak or, like, anything else to offset it. Kind of like a consolation prize. Purple has, I think, a decent Photon Crystal, but then it has literally nothing else other than... Mission Cloak, I think. So it's just kind of, By getting messed over on the best stuff on the rares also. I think the trade-off is White ID TTF is probably the best ID, though it still has like a level up ID. It could get a Heart of from Indie Belra, and it also gets multiple MN60 Vices. Weirdly, I think it has more on hard mode than it does on very hard mode. White ID doesn't make any sense. I think it's like White ID hard mode Forest has like 4 vice chances or something stupid. One of those ones where you're like, oh, why is this a thing? Yeah, but it's rare to see like a gun with that many chances, or even Disco. But yeah, in terms of just overall rare duplication, yeah, it's nothing compares to Jaya. Yeah, the MA4B on Blue ID very hard. Solo has 3 enemies that give Jaya, so it's not bad. I think what offsets it is you get tickets as you play. If it didn't have tickets, it'd be less of an appeal over resetting something like Temple. Or at least you could try to turn your runs into PDs, like TP materials or something. Yeah, I'm looking for more quests on lower difficulties to recommend to people. I do think MA4B is kind of interesting because in single player, the EDK is so much lower to the point I think it is just viable to go from level 40 upwards with only Hell, up until you get to Del Beaters. Those are the only... There's only 2 in the quest, as opposed to having 7 in A. which does actually make a big difference with clearability. Oh, did we kill the Dorphon already? We're so powerful. I think I saw his health bar for like 1.1 seconds, maybe, and he exploded. We'll wait for people here, regen some TP. Yeah, I think with some tickets, some of the other quests actually aren't that bad. But it's like a lot of the problem enemies, if you look at the single player EDK, oh, that's not good. If you look at the single player EDK, it's like instead of an enemy having 80, they have like 60. And his chat knows, like going from like 80 to 60 is suddenly like unkillable to hell to like actually kind of free. And then some of the other ones that are kind of in the 50 to 60 range are like minus 10 to 15 on top of that. So the equivalency of 20 to 30% more likely. Oh, okay. Chris needs to back up. He's gonna lose XP if he keeps dying. Rip Chris. He needs more HP units. Let's go over here. So yeah, I was kind of thinking about it from that standpoint, where you can kind of kill everything solo very hard. Multiplayer very hard, there's a couple enemies that are too high to consistently do it. I feel like a good cutoff is like if everything is 50 and below, it's pretty free. 60 is kind of eh, 70 is niche, you can try to go for it, save time, but it's not guaranteed, and the 80 is basically impossible. When regular Megan starts catching up, it's not a good sign. Very goofy music we're listening to there. Alright, Chad, I gotta perfect my wiggle next time I go in this room. Alright, Chad, I gotta wiggle better. I gotta wiggle immediately. Ooh, I didn't do it right still. Damn, that one's much tighter wiggle than V is. I did it once successfully earlier, so I know it's possible. I gotta figure out the secret to the wiggle. Do I have to be more on the right side of the door? Are they not centered properly? Find out, I guess. Does the laser you if you're too far? And I got 2 out of 3 to come at me, so I think maybe you have to exit the right side of the door, because they might be slightly off-center. I would not put it past PSO to improperly align the Zeus. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna try walking on the right side and wiggling left-right. See if that fixes it. We'll figure it out. We got some runs to go. Nice level ups. Oh, crap. A lot of X. I was gonna say, you don't even have to be in the room. You can literally just get XP near the doorway. There we go. Hear that, or we need to pump you up with like 4 heavenly HPs. Yeah, he's like a whole wave behind an XP now. Might make it bitter. I'll check the boxes, otherwise. Never know, we could get Photon Crystal for no reason. There. Nothing there. The upper left player 1 looks correct to me still. I swear it's at 0 in terms of the placement for the thing, but it looks like it's still off by a couple pixels when I look at my other monitor. 0, right? Yeah. Weird. Oh, Heavenly HP has been dropped. There you go. Or like, tough it up, Chris. Make the old man the beefiest character. Good thing I didn't start Quest. I almost did. There we go. It's okay, guys, I have P1 now. Use it 3 times, get slapped once, die. There we go, we're posing. Our high heels up in the air. Yeah, I didn't realize you needed better armor, because I could have picked up the perfect frame I saw earlier. I just kind of assumed everybody had 4 slots at this point at level 30. I had like breastplates and wedding dresses for that. You only haven't have Refoe, it's over. Did you want some text later to help? I don't have them on this character though. Yeah, we gotta get Chris a level 1 frame with 4 slots. It's like mandatory as we level. There we go. Chris mysteriously has gained 100 health or more. There we go. Out of curiosity, I know this open up too. Allison? Okay. There you go, Parameter. I have a level 1 frame with 4 slots, I wasn't wearing it. Getting there for Parameter. It's 1 more weapon unlocked for later. Especially when you stack Bowie like that. Material. Not going back for items, nice. Always a good sign. Values here. It's a poor enemy. They're trying. They can't help it though. Music cut in the most awkward spot. Yeah, I feel like YouTube has been a lot worse with it lately. Is it just me, chat? I feel like this year it got bad, and then now, in particular, I'm barely getting like an hour and a half of music in, and it pauses. I'm like, listen, just because you're using up a lot of resources doing your stupid AI stuff doesn't mean that I now want to be inconvenienced. Out of here. I'm telling you, chat, every day, I just hope the AI market crashes really hard. Every day. What a waste of money. every time I think about this, I'm like, could you imagine if they had spent even a fraction? We'll sit on our political high chair for a moment. Can you imagine if they spent a fraction of the funds they did on what is essentially just a slightly better autocorrect tool or autocomplete tool? If they just put that towards like anything healthier in initiatives, like upgrading failing infrastructure or improving cars so they're less reliant on fuel. Just think about that, chat, every other day, where I'm like, cool. Really happy that it keeps giving me AI loads where the AI summaries are incorrect after existing for several years, well, 2 years at least, on Google. It's just more front and center now, which is annoying. I love it when it quotes me wrong information because it quotes like a question on a forum as fact, but I'm like, if the person is asking about it, they're saying that it is this thing. It's one of those things. I just don't find it useful at all. I just feel just ultra disappointed where I'm like, cool. Now even my workplace is really pushing it, so I'm like very anti-AI in general. Like, no, I don't want to use Copilot. No, I don't want to do 30 million different versions of AI. No, I don't use the Windows Assistant or whatever it's called now. I'm like, I know what I'm looking for. Stop asking me stupid questions. Do the search I told you to do instead of asking for follow-up questions that aren't relevant to my query. Good. Shake your head, John. Just kind of like one of those things where, like, even, like, I have to go into some meetings that are like, how did you use AI this week? Like, I didn't. They're like, you're just not thinking outside the box. I'm like, no. I don't find it useful for anything. I'm just like, I know how to do Excel, which is probably the most common one you could probably see people ask for. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, I don't really want it writing queries, because the queries aren't efficient. It's not at the level where it is code ready, levels of code. I definitely don't want it forming classes or other structures when it comes to coding. I think it also just kind of invents things at random, so I don't really trust it with data models either. If you tell it to do a test case or like to query for something, I'm like, I don't know if this is real. Like, and then I feel like the time spent analyzing code that I could have just written in the first place, it's not really a time save for me. It's like, it's sort of like a, it's like a paradox. Junior coders won't know well enough to know what is wrong with the code, and senior programmers don't need it. Right? So it's like, even if I identify what's wrong in it, I'm like, I could have just typed this. It's just like, and if it's like really, really wrong, then it's like, well, then I'm just writing it anyway, so why did I use the AI? So I always love those little questions I get asked that at the workplace. I'm like, I hope I don't find it useful. It says something about my job if I find it useful. Rip Wario. So, needless to say, I'm not thrilled. I don't like that the default load for Google is AI either. Because not only does it eat extra, like, data on, like, mobile, but it's like, do I really have to just constantly bookmark the non-AI version to get what I need anyway? Because most of the questions I ask it, it's just wrong. Anything technical, it is like a coin flip at best on whether or not it's gonna work. Oh, somebody didn't wiggle. Yeah, you got punished. That's what you get for not wiggling. If you're wondering why you got lasered there, you didn't wiggle. You need to wiggle into the doorway. It sounds like I'm joking, but I'm being serious. You have to actually not walk in a straight line, or else they'll shoot you. I That's why we do the wiggle, to try to trigger their dive animation by being close enough to all three. Ooh, Global Iconium is a good pickup. The wiggle is real, I promise you. We do it in B all the time, it's so fun. Although B is very, very generous. You don't need like a big wiggle for it to work. This one, I think it's still... need like slightly... like, I have to do it from the center of the doorway. Think about it. Guys. We'll find the wiggle. We'll find the perfect wiggle together, chat. What is the exact movement we could do in that room to get all three to dive bomb? It should be possible. So, yeah, just not really thrilled about it. And then it's like, look what it's been used for the most part. Plagiarism, 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 scams. Is anybody really surprised? I'm not really surprised. I mean, there were like, what, 2 or 3 websites in the past couple of months that have been busted for having terrible security because they let the AI generate the website instead of hiring seasoned programmers for it, resulting in literally millions in fines. Some buffs. Hopefully this run will hit 50 before we get to the next room. I don't know if we'll hit 40 on surface. Kinda doubt. I do love that I'm 20% of the way through level 183 though. Kinda funny. Also, speaking of which, what's the XP like on this difficulty? It's like 50 plus? It's like an Ultimate Episode 2. Spoilers, Ultimate Episode 2 XP normally sucks unless you do it CCC. Oh. Gotta get Hermit up. Maybe this wave will level him. Ooh, multiple waves behind. That's not good. Rip Chris's XP. There we go. Birds, get a nice stun lock going. Nice. But they're both 38 though. Other power material? Okay. Cool. I'll take those. Like the mono grinder at the top of my screen. It's going wild as I line up past it. S-Starks. There we go. Moon Atomizer. Probably should have picked up those die float. It is. I don't know. 5 Justice remain where it is on the floor. There you go, Photon Claw for when you want to clip through floor in episode 2. The real secret use. Wow, with XP up, we're approaching the same XP as when we were playing V. Or Ultimate on very hard, I mean. Try that sentence again. Get as much XP as we were doing this quest on very hard, which was ultimate levels XP. Kind of blurred sentence. That other way. I blame being tired. I woke up way too early, chat. Let me tell you. I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, what have I done to wake up at this time? Just like, I will need to go back to sleep after the stream, I think, more than I want food. I don't know if it's because I have something later and I was feeling stressed about it. I don't know what happened. I didn't go to sleep like really early. It was like a sleep at 11, so at least I got some hours of sleep. But it should have been a lot more. Chat should definitely hit 10. They're already 39 now. That's good. I do think just clearing A is just very consistent for leveling, so maybe I'll make a note that just like if you want to reset less, A is a little better at it. Plus you don't need demons, which is also kind of a big thing. Where like, for a lot of players it probably doesn't matter. Wow. Just woke up when I hopped in here, yeah. I was like, what do I do? How do I pass time? Because I wasn't able to fall asleep again. I just started cleaning up the very hard mode guide. So hopefully by the end of this route, Chris will level. Just leave on this route. Back in one shot out here. One last chance for Chris to level. Hopefully he gets it. Ooh, he's really far behind. Rip. Yeah. Like 3 waves. Well, I guess we get to see the wiggle. Let's see, chat. I'm gonna go for the wiggle. Oh, no! Somebody walked in the room. I guess standing still works. It's good to know. So right here is the magic spot. I guess because I wiggled early here, it works. Okay, that's good to know. So for B, you do the wiggle. For A, you hold still at the door. Because if you do that in B, it doesn't work. A laser you can just restart. The rooms are slightly different. Because I remember thinking, like, do I stay here? Do I walk forward? I generally want to walk forward in B. Chris is leveled. We'll finish the room. Okay. That little extra XP. Now we're on the very hard mode. I kept trying to type kill count, but the first space kept getting eaten by people joining. 1436. Okay. Making some progress on Ertamperometer's weapon. It'll always be a little dicey with multiple forces, but it's better than nothing. At least if you're here, you should still get item. Maybe XP, depending on where we are. I almost thought I got a PD again. I got excited. Like PD? PD? Not pulling enemies away from me. Power material, I gotta go back for that. I think I can finish up another stack of 99. There you go. I killed like two of that wave. I did something. Chris up. So yeah, I'm putting them in the same document. I could technically split it off to another document, but I figure I'd use pretty similar standards. I don't really want to invent a new difficulty scale for very hard mode, for example, so most of them are going to be 1 or 2 star at most in terms of difficulty. Because I do think some areas are genuinely harder than some areas in Ultimate. Like, trying to do, like, tower is still pretty annoying, for example. Even if it's very hard mode. Even if the murder flowers aren't insta-kill, you still have to deal with ill-gills that are. They could be kind of tanky. I think there's some genuine, like, actually harder than Ultimate quests in very hard mode. I think the rating system will stick for now. Yeah, put like 5 or 6 quests there, trying to clean it up a little. Welcome back. Put down a telepipe if you want to rejoin. Otherwise, you can just walk and get items, depending on what dropped. How do you live with 1 HP? That is a travesty. If only had more MST, chat, that wouldn't have happened. See that, chat? I still need to level more. But, cleaned up a couple of quests. I realized I didn't do Beyond the Horizon. I didn't write any notes for it before, so I fixed that in the R Ultimate Guide. So at some point I want to do a full run-through before end of year, because you know they're going to change quests. So I might as well just do a snapshot of quests we ran in 2025. So probably post-Halloween, I'll start going through what was in that list. Since I do want to make sure that people that play or literally started playing an anniversary, that they have like a solid grasp of what we play on stream and why it might be played. I'm not going to call it like the end-all be-all list. In fact, I purposely reflavored it a bit to be specifically quests I run. Because I feel like otherwise I'm going to get into like really annoying like comment wars on some of the quests, or like, oh, this one's not the most efficient PD per second, blah blah blah, and I'm like, listen. Sometimes you just want to have fun with the quests, and you just gotta know what is actually fun. Fun for me is different from fun for you. I'd still like to go for hunts during quests. There's things where I'm like, I don't mind the quest design, but there's no item of interest, so they just don't get played. So like, I try to make that distinction. Kind of like Beyond the Horizon has a purpose, where there's no items that are dropped, but you still play it for different reasons. But when you're doing, like, the other 80 to 90% of play and you're not unsealing or something like that, what do we actually end up playing? And I think this year we explored a whole bunch of quests, and I think for the most part it's been pretty healthy in terms of just making sure no burnout is experienced. But we have, like, a lot of Episode 2 oriented quests in particular that came up from us testing quests. Sort of like how there's, you know, the MA... Ooh, Select Cloak is a great pickup. Extra value. That's like a 1 in 2,000 or something by default. But it's just one of those things where we just need to kind of talk about, you know, options for players, especially for people that don't know where to use S ranks. Crazy. How dare you enjoy your game your way? I mean, there's people that complain about the guides, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not really gonna change the format. Most of the time, I'm talking to literally you, the viewer, not you, the YouTuber. Just gonna call it out. Like, I am a Twitch streamer first, YouTube second, if not tertiary. Nice Photon Crystal. Like, if I want to be serious about YouTube, then I have to go through... I'd probably hire an editor full-time or something. Shorten, like, 4-hour VODs into, like, 30-minute videos or something. Like, I don't have an interest in that in this time. PSO is more of a way for me to interact with people On stream, off stream. How I view it. I guess we technically shouldn't be doing underground, but we're here. I might as well level the team a bit first. Probably going forward, I'm just gonna reset. But we'll go to the other place we were before. Just because I do think the surface very hard mode is very good. Some people take guides like as concrete info and it's supposed to help those with no direction after startup. Yeah. Oh, rip my movements. I got double item there. Yeah, chat is not surviving these melee strikes without debuffs. Getting cooked. Good, nice. Casting spells. Yeah, it's like a lot of these things, like, I still don't see covered in guides. I mean, I haven't looked in, like, the past few months in particular, but, like, beginning of the year, there's not really a lot of people that talk about some of the techniques we do in Ultimate. Like, a lot of it is just assumed knowledge, and I think that's always been a big problem with PSO. That there are people that know it, it's just that how many of those people also write anything related to how things are done in PSO? Like, you'll see some guides talking about, like, speedrun tech, and for people that are in, like, the speedrun community, maybe they know some of it, but then from there, it doesn't, like, circulate out into, like, Ephinea proper. You know what I mean? So it's just, like, one of those things where, like, they're slowly updating the wiki to be a little better at it, but I know when I first started playing, there was, like, no information on the fire traps instantly killing slimes. Right? It just wasn't a thing when I started playing. Once we started getting into it, I'm like, wait a minute, why is this happening? And then we found out on our stream that was a thing. Nobody told us it. We just kind of came across it. Or how there's, like, all those weird behaviors that we're observing playing episode 2 and episode 4. Chat keeps exploding. Okay, we can't do underground anymore. Chat is dying way too often. It's not worth it from an XP standpoint. I'm bailing after this room. Yeah, you're gonna burn out all my moon atomizers, which is not good. Ancient knowledge and no sharing on it. Yeah, there's not really, like, a good repository for it. Like, the wiki's getting a little better at it each year, but ultimately it's just... There's not, like, one go-to source. Like, a lot of people still kind of rely off of PSO World, and a lot of that info is just wrong. Like, it just... It's one of those things where I look at it and, like, I looked at some of their mag advice and I'm like, I think I could do a better mag guide. So I did for like 3 mags. Like, I don't think this is good information for figuring it out. Or like how annoying it is trying to figure out like all the strats for Ogoflow, and like you can watch people speedrun it. So it's like, if you know to look for certain things, you can find it, but there's a lot of information that's just, like, not immediate obvious. Like, I'll give examples of stuff that people that played for a while know, but it's not written anywhere. I'll comment asterisk. I think the wiki updated on Ephinea to point this out. Yeah, I think the Huvar has more accuracy than Rangers. Or, like, how, like, they have accuracy penalties that Rangers don't have. And why, like... You'll see things like you can insta-kill Dragon, so that way you skip a phase. Or things like spinning Morphos don't fire at you if you're not looking at them. Like, these are things that some players will figure out, but, like, it'll take hundreds of hours to figure out, because there's not, like, a go-to written document, essentially, outside of whatever I captured as we played. I don't know of any other massive written document that talks about all the weird tech in the game. I would love to know where it is if it exists. Because I feel like if it existed, we would be seeing it on the help over and over. It's like the #1 thing to share to other players. You know, we talk about how to slime dupe and things like that. Like, people kind of know about how to duplicate slimes, but how many people, like, know the intricacies and, like, all the weird details with the slimes? Like, veteran players probably. But again, it's like, hopefully it will continue to trickle down to the wiki. Like, I think the wiki, when I checked the other day, started talking about, like, the Morphos, for example, and how to deal with it. And I think last year into this year has been a bit better on how to deal with bosses. Is that was a big thing on like why things like challenge mode are so scary. How did chat die? Anyway, how it's like scary for new players because there's just really not a lot of written information out there in one spot. Like challenge mode is still all over the place. It's 2025, the server has been out for 10 years. We still don't have like a good challenge mode guide for episode 1. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, no one's attempted to make one in 10 years since the server started. That to me is wild. Oh, I was gonna say, just don't get hit. You're going too close. You're a force. You should be like way further back. You realize there's strats for Ogaflow to see. Yeah, exactly. Where like they're a little better at it. Like I think this year I actually saw details on Ogaflow rather than it being a stat block. So there are like a couple. So don't get me wrong. There are people that are trying to get it to that point, but you know, there's still discussions today on how they're going to showcase this information, and it's like it's only just now being talked about. Like I don't know what to say on that. I've called it out many times on stream. I don't know what else to say. So where applicable, I have like all the starting guides. And again, like they're started, you know, last year in particular, I think there's been a big surge to maybe 2 years ago at this point. To kind of fix some of the character guides, because for a while, the only character with information, if I remember correctly, was just Raw Marl. Like every other character had like no information. You wanted Rocket Seal, you were lucky if you had anything other than items and copy-paste ID strats from the other guys. Like, you legit had nothing. So it's gotten a little better, and people are taking, like, second and third passes at it. So there's some information I don't feel like needs to be gone into great detail about. But challenge mode in particular has been one of the biggest weak points on the site, and I think will continue to be a big weak point. I haven't looked to see if they fixed the entry on Seabed, though. I actually got hard tilted by that. Chat, I'm down to like 3, advisors. please heal yourself if you get hit. There we go. Need Resta? Oh, why are you walking around without Resta? Team, you're killing me. Oh, Parameter crashed. Let's take a moment to reset. We're not having you continue without these discs. I'm resetting. I'm switching characters. This is a very easy problem to solve. Yeah, it's like I'll give an example. So like, if you're trying to learn like challenge mode, you'll see like some information here on PSO World, you'll see some information on forums, you'll see some other things here. Then we had like the Great Gal Griffin fiasco. Does chat remember the steps? Chat that has been playing here for at least a year knows we were going wild on number of steps, and we're like, this is actually just bullshit. It doesn't work the way they say it does. We're like, there's no way. I'm like, there's no way. It is inconsistent. It's driving me wild. There's no way. I'm like, listen, they could say it's 6 steps or whatever, but no, it is a random number of steps, and the number of steps don't always correspond to what it does. So I'm like, there's people making false assertions out there that makes it really hard to understand some of the more annoying bosses in like challenge mode. Let's make a quick episode 2 game. So like, I'm hoping by the time I consider doing episode 2 again, somebody has actual real proper strats for a majority of those bosses. Because episode 2, I think the maps got ported over just as we started challenge mode a year and a half ago or so. But since then, it's like, it still doesn't cover like the actual hard parts of the run. Where like it was missing information on whether or not what techniques he needs. I'm just gonna drop things until he doesn't need them. We'll find out. On Rabarda, Gafoe, Rafoe. Oh, I need more 29s. We'll figure out. Whatever you don't need, we'll find out real quick. We'll call this all the staples. So I need to find more 29 Gafoes. I'm apparently low on those. think I put a raw FOE in there. There we go, it's learning time. So it's just one of those things where between misinformation and then the people that do know what to do don't have like a dedicated guide for it. And like they do it, but if they don't articulate it, you don't understand the reason why they're doing certain things. So like I can watch, for example, a video on Ogaflow and I could kind of figure out where to stand positionally, for example, from like a blind playthrough, but I'm not going to know without like really sitting there and watching every part of the run, how they're breaking down the materials, whether or not the weapons they got are considered good or bad for the run, what is the minimum they would go into the boss. You know, those kinds of things can be implied and or require like a lot of review on people doing those runs, but usually there's not just like one source for it. And I think that's kind of the issue. So challenge mode, the hardest part in episode 2 are definitely the bosses and the initial part of Seabed. Everything else is pretty free in episode 2. I don't think you need like a detailed walkthrough of some of the places. The maps alone are good enough. Episode 1, probably the hardest part are the puzzles and the Barans. So being warned about how tough the Barans are helps people take it seriously and kind of remind them of the strats where you could just run in a circle around them and murder them. So, like, there's stuff like that where, like, if it gets highlighted in a guide, like they're slowly starting to do on the Ephinea guide, then it helps a lot. I'm assuming the other techniques that are here are not required by the team. We'll find out, though. You can't learn them. Does it mean you don't have enough MST, or you already know them? Question mark. Are you using mind materials? Not enough MST? Do you have a Rappy Mag? I don't think I have one on this character, sadly. Not? How are... Chris is trolling. Chris is trolling me. Chris, I could have just given you a Rappy Mag. Chris, no. Why are you like this? You could have been having a Rappy Mag this whole time. I don't pay attention to mags when I play. Rip. There we go. It's like, somebody dropped a Rappy Mag. I didn't know. Rip. I will give you a Rappy Mag to hold permanently as you walk around. Well, at least in this session, you will hold it until the end of the session. We'll put it more accurately that way. Yeah, you could be doing some serious damage as a force. I don't think I have mind materials to spare, because I ended up trading most of mine. So I'm going to switch characters. Unless Chris needs something else. If he still needs more mind, I do have Heavenly Minds. Guess I could give some Grances. Don't have them. This is the only other thing I didn't drop. And be useful to grants them. $99 mine in bank. Yeah, I don't know what level up you're gonna do. That's stuff you have to decide how quickly you get materials. But I'm going to leave as this character. I don't know who else has my techniques. I'm assuming my faux numeral does. I'm gonna have to consolidate later, but for now I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna switch to a proper character. At least I freed up more space for Tekki. So at least if I find more as we play, I should be able to do it. Sadly, I just haven't seen many 29s while playing, even when we've been doing Ultimate in like Ruins and like Episode 4 Desert. Honestly, it's kind of a drought. I picked up like a decent number of Shiftas, that's why I have like multiples of those, but I haven't been seeing like Gafoe, Razan, Rabarda, definitely like 0 Grances. A little disappointing. Anyway, they'll figure out what they want to do with those grants is, otherwise it is teams. I'm gonna go ahead and make a very hard mode game. And I can give Chris a Rappy just to use 2 plays. Yeah, and it's not even because I've been playing like a lot of very hard mode. Like, I don't think I really saw many, if any, during Anniversary. That was like almost all Ultimate. With the Super Boost, I still didn't see them. Bit of a shame. Okay. So let me go grab a Rappy Mag he can use, assuming the other one was handed back. Worst thing that happens is I just hold on to a Rappy Mag in my inventory. I don't think this character has many techs, because I needed space for the many Rappy Beaks that will end up in HellCleave's inventory. I guess I actually have some 29s in here. Probably move these out. Oh, here's MarcoHnt. Oh. I guess it makes sense that he has them. Anyway, if Chad is missing a technique, I guess I could get on him for now. Next time I make Rappies, I can make him a mag. Yeah, if I get that Unseal mag, that would be huge. Alright, so if Chad is still missing techniques, let me know. Looks like this character is a decent player. He just has a casual V101 in his inventory. Even needed. Sorry, was that anti-level 1? Did I see that correctly? Why do I have anti-level 1 in my tank? I'm honestly just more impressed that this exists. I'll just put this out here. This shouldn't be in there. It's just not useful to anybody. I'm assuming Chris needs a mag. There you go. Yeah, no, I'll help pay for another Rappy mag from HellCleave at some point. That way it could be Chris's permanent mag. We'll work out a deal in the future. Oh, I should have bought Moon. Dumb. I think what I'll do is come over here. Let's give me the beaks, that'll work. I can confidently say I have at least 20 to give you. There's 12 on this character, plus probably another 10 or 12 on the huge roll. Let alone however many I put in the components. I might just leave where they are at the moment. Oh, Mom. Oh, let's see. Shouts in it. It looks like important stats, it's almost all mind and then luck, or it's 133 mind. Either way, eating 99 mind is probably safe. Even if you're feeling indecisive with the Chris, might as well do it, since it goes both towards the important stats as well as not overcapping him. I figured you'd probably enjoy doing some damage with Fireball. If you were trying to make that decision, that would be my response to you. There we go, everybody's techniques should be situated. All have our mags out of the way. Should see a very big increase in damage for some people. And after that, it just gets easier and easier as we get more raw stats. I had like lag in the menu. Oh, the menu was lagging, that was weird. There we go. Much better. Fireball. Seal Chris's name. I'm gonna go back for a power material. There we go. Chat cleaning up over here. Look at that. That being self-sufficient. Don't have to do anything. I'm gonna ignore this. There we go. I do miss drop rate week though. It's so good for items. So many PDs, photon crystals, and materials. Look at that, we're getting 130 plus XP a second. That seems fair. Like for at least another hour or so, and I need some food. Okay, we got some people at least part of the way up to Ultimate. Yo, it'd be nice having more ult forces, so just ult ID in general. Purple being probably the most needed secondary ID, followed by maybe Viridian. Having 1 or 2 green ID hosts for episode 4 isn't bad. Not going back for value, love to see it. Get that value, Chad. And power materials, nuts. Starting to catch up a little. $30 Claymore, there you go, chat. Put a parasitic Gene Flow on it. For enemies. Dwarfon stands no chance against this group. Like the whimsical music is just fire scorches the earth and burns everything around us. Yeah, I mean, like, at least in terms, going back to one of our other topics, going back to, like, PSO tech, especially somebody that grew up with a controller, I didn't really play around with a lot of the PC menus. So from my standpoint, you know, I still use a lot of the controller where I probably shouldn't. I'm looking to optimize. So there's some habits I'm learning to break a bit more, like going into my technique menu more often, swapping items in the equipment list. There's a lot of things where sometimes just like a couple mechanical changes improve quality of life greatly. So being able to assign some of this to a controller so I don't have to worry about, you know, did I even like barrier swap up until like 3-4 years ago? Probably not. I was playing ultra casual PSO. So when I first started, I didn't really explore very much. I was just trying to get the game working when we were streaming. I don't think I had any 200s at the time. Would have been like 200 hours of play, 300, split across a few characters. Just like a lot of small experiences when we started, but not like nothing close to endgame. Or I think this year's We're kind of going back to the experimentation phase. Challenging our assumptions and assertions. I think for the most part, it's actually been a positive experience since, again, we found, like, new quests, quote-unquote. You know, we're willing to dip our toe in the water of episode 2. Although they can keep the Delve Eaters. I don't want to do Delve Eater quests anymore. So I'm done with those, chat. 1 or 2 in a quest I could live with. I just don't want to do Delve Eater hunts. I think I've assessed very early on while attempting to do that at Anniversary 2 years ago. Like, I don't see myself doing this long term, even if it is quote-unquote efficient. Nice, Caduceus. Get that value. I just find just the area is just not fun, and I still stick by with what I said before. I generally don't find a lot of the tower quests all that fun, and I think that's where kind of like the big issue where like people talk about like episode 2 being just kind of the worst episode. And a lot of it just has to do with the fact that the vanilla quests are just bad, especially the government quests. But for people that were being introduced to it, nice packeting value. So people getting introduced to it and then like not trying some of the actually genuinely good quests, I think is like definitely took a couple years to get over that perception. There's still a lot of tower quests I have no interest in playing. And I do feel really sad that we lost the Anniversary Tower, which was probably, if not my favorite, second favorite. I do like the Omnispawn Tower quest that's now in Christmas rotation, so at least one of my liked tower quests is there. But it's one of those things where, like, even doing a Phantasmal World 4, I like the beginning portion of Phantasmal World 4. I am not a fan of the last half of that quest at all, to the point that I don't blame people for only doing it for resets. And even, like, some of the more popular ones, I'm still not, like, a huge fan of, which is why I don't play them that often. Like, I'm not, like, in love with Lost Charge Vulcan. I know some people are. But I'm like, I just kind of like the Anniversary quest more. It's probably, like, in the top 5 of tower quests, but at the same time, there's not a lot of good ones. It's like, I don't know how much weight that holds when you fall out of the top 3. But I think chat would agree. You know, we did a lot of CCA this year. I don't know if the me of 3 or 4 years ago would have been doing CCA. That would have been like, oh, it's really annoying, hard to hit apes, and none of us have hell. Now it's like, having fun with you, cast. Definitely a very big perspective change over the past couple of years. Moran's and S ranks warping the last 2 years in particular. Where I'm like, now I understand why people play episode 2. It's because they finally have weapons that don't make it like a 15-minute chore to complete. All that suffering I did getting my first V502 playing as one character resetting Ilgils over and over on Phantasmal World 4. Like, those days are behind me. We're never doing those again. We're getting, like, 4-minute clears. It's pretty good. But hopefully, you know, people could see, like, if people want to feel quote-unquote more challenged with their gear, I do think episode 2 has some positive points. It's just unfortunate that a lot of the ultimate difficulty is we're going to make it hard by just introducing insta-kill, which I will still say is one of my least favorite gimmicks. I hate it. I don't like things that invalidate your gear in general. So yeah, because think about like when we did a lot of the initial tower quests, it had like what cross formation Maricarols. There's just like such hard and brutal knowledge checks that if you just don't know they're there, you die. It's not. I don't really find that kind of stuff fun. Maybe to some people it is. I know for me, I will never. I will get upset every time I see that kind of formation BS as I play. Like, oh, guess I'm not soloing yet another quest due to really awful enemy placement. Thanks. Cool. It is what it is, though. Yeah, I think after Halloween, and potentially between Halloween and Christmas, we might try to do some endless runs. Because I'm assuming chat will have enough PDs to either do their S ranks now or do their S ranks mid-Halloween. So that way we could try with like Demon Needles, Demon Shots, really tanky forces wearing Red Ring, debuffing enemies, so we could get like the no doubt damage clears, or the no charge clears, or the no HP loss in general clears, by just using weapons that bypass the category. So chat having access to Demon Mech Guns, Demon Shots, Demon Needles, I think would open that quest up again. Because that, for a long time, was my favorite quest. I think since then, Xrd has kind of taken over a bit. It went into the back burner. But I think it's worth bringing back on Viridian ID. Especially so weirdly, like, the defense value on Rocket Seal is actually really heavily valued there. Because if you have high enough defense, you just can't get hit by anything other than set damage. And ruins, for example, in episode 1. Like, Sinnohs literally can't hurt Rocket Seal. Oh, check out value. Congeal Cloak, nice. More Photon Crystals. Here you go, chat. Get that casual value as you play. That's what very hard mode's about, casual value. Pazuzu. I don't want that rare enemy. Pazuzu sucks on very hard. Yeah, Pazuzu's the only rare enemy we don't want to see, by the way. Enemy's just a waste of time. It gives you heavenly luck, but it's heavenly unlucky to go grab it. Stupid enemy. I'm grabbing your heavenly luck. Darn Yuzu, Pazuzu. Yeah, see, if we had this on hard mode, it would be great. I think it's a Photon Crystal on hard, and maybe an ad slot on normal, I think? But it's just one of those things where, just unfortunately, the higher difficulty you go, the more disappointing the items are for some reason. Who would have thought? PSO is so backwards. Goodbye, Heavenly Luck. I'm not picking you up. May you rot in that spot forever. I'm still waiting for chat to get like an 80 hit weapon here for no reason. Remember, chat, it is possible. It's unlikely, but it is possible. There we go. Photon Crystals, love to see it. See that, chat? We're like an hour and a half in. Most of that was normal mode. Most of us have at least one or more Photon Crystals in that hour. Seems fair. Couple ad slot, well, one ad slot. I went up a PD already. I'm happy. I just need to see something in the next half hour and we'll be good. Be anything. Theseus, Select Clove, Heavenly Arm, Photon Crystal, PD. 2 more luck materials. I'll count 2 more luck materials. One more dye fluid going here. So yeah, I think from our standpoint, we're learning new tech all the time. Definitely with the new damage cancel changes from, well, new-ish changes from a year ago. Certain boss strategies are no longer required. Like, remember when we had to, like, mandatory go grab, like, shift a D-ban with Milo Eula to deal with Ogre Flow? Remember that, chat? That one day we're like, wait, do we actually still need it after the cancel? And the answer was no. We're just like, oh. We had, like, an entire, like, 2 streams talking about whether it was better to go through with V502 or to use, damage weapons or to use Barans. Because you need to build meter as you play. And then it just turned out it was just not relevant after the DMC. Yeah, I'm also having some menu lag here. I don't think it's you. I think it's actually the server. Earlier, when I was trying to do the quest, it was kind of lagging. Something. Look at that, chat. 29% of the way through. I'm getting closer. I've almost leveled again. I only need 1.8 million. I'll get there eventually. Yeah. So there's some things I'm willing to change and say have definitely altered over the years. Some things like me hating insta-kill, me not liking murder flowers. Those things will never change. I don't like them. I don't think they're a good game design mechanic. Never will. But at least they're slightly more tolerable in other quests. Like when we're doing the CCA anniversary quest, which is based off of one of the other quests, they're fine in multiplayer. I don't like doing it in single player. We did learn how to deal with them a bit better for single player. I just don't see myself saying, like, I have a half hour to myself tonight. Let's play CCA. I still don't feel like I'm ever going to be at that point. Definitely not for solo play. Multiplayer, sadly no more, with Anniversary removing it. I don't know if that'll be a thing. I guess we'll see next year if we get a decent replacement or not. Ripped in CCA. Rip Rappies. And Rafoi is so good against them. Rappies, Zoots, Yaoi. Ugh. I can see myself just bringing Rafoi Merge in the future. I need to get more merges though. Oh, I need to go back for that Tri-Fluid. It's actually important I go fluid neutral. Ooh, that lag though when I went to pick that up. That was something. See people teleporting. That's a good sign, right, chat? Love to see it. Yeah, I think in general, I think everybody's having some weird internet issues. Certainly something. I still think my favorite thing of all time was when we went to do Vault Up when Ertamperometer hosted. That is my favorite moment of all time in PSO. Where Vault Up just did not spawn properly. That was the best. We were fighting empty screens, confusion. Phase 2, cutscene fails to play, boss dies. Or boss. I don't know if we'll ever get that again. It'd be so sad. I'm glad it's a clip forever. The new speedrun tech for Vault Up. Like, hold on, chat. I need to lag switch to defeat Vault Up. Just give me a minute. Oh, man. Yeah, sadly, without the drop rate boost or rare boost, it can be kind of annoying to get these drops. Oh, I don't know how much we'll expect to see in XP week. Ooh, dye fluid. I'm gonna go pick that up. That's worth it for... Teleport out. I'll leave those Rappies where they are. I don't know if they're worth my time waiting for them. Good enough. Yeah, once chat gets into like the high 60s, if chat only wants XP, we can try an alternate run. I just want to make sure we just have the raw HP to survive the quest. It's not something I want to do at level 40. So if chat is interested in, what is it, Heart of Plantain Fan or whatever it is, I can switch over to RNID. Magically, the owner died before we could try episode 2. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Yep, so if that strikes chat's interest, just let me know. But I definitely want to make sure we just have raw HP. I don't want to do it until at least everybody is 60. Do a couple runs and do mop up 3. It technically could still give you Ignition Cloak. It just means we give up our Photon Crystal chances for a Heart of item. Not the worst trade-off. Is... Nice. There you go. Draken rolling around in that value. DC is Photon Drop. Ignition. Or not Ignition. Bullet Cloak. Value. Spirit Ray Gun. Yeah, so the thing is, they have to survive desert enemies, which we'll see. Theory possible. I don't know why it grants that. That was a mistake. Oh, the Hitagata. Find my tri-fluid. Went down for good cause by Dorfon. Level up? I'll probably do one more level up session later in the week, because it's I think it's the second, not the first, that I have an event at 7 o'clock. I might not do a Thursday stream based off of that information. I don't think it would make sense for me to do like an hour stream or whatever. But we could do a bonus PSO Wednesday. Kind of clean up Aviary Attorney, and I guess we'll start a new game the week after. So I guess we'll start Look Outside on the week. Fun. Something like a little horror game late at night. Or for Chris, it'll be early morning, so that way he can deal with it later. This will be a moment, no worries. Bowie by accident. I mean, I gained... Actually, I'm up 2 PDs. Never mind. I don't know when I picked up the other one. I'm pretty sure I didn't have it when I started. I cleaned out my materials. Yeah, still good for a while. I guess I did pick up 2 earlier. Assert dominance, do a flip. Cartwheel in place. Almost cartwheel. There's the cartwheel. This has been asserted that she'll become Skeleton King. Oh no. Oh, the game. Let's see, it was something. I'm thinking like 5 or 6 more resets. We can try a new mop-up. Help push the game a little further before I have to go. Fortunately, these resets are pretty quick. As I said before, we're averaging under 5 minutes every reset. Sure, it won't take very long. And chat should remind me in the Discord later that I have a lame of yours. If you remember the stats on it, great. If not, I'll double check. I know the one I'm holding is parameters. I'll have to write in stats down later. Yeah, yours had a double stat. Yeah, yellow ID surface is also kind of interesting because you give up some photon crystal chances to get a more than double chance at heavenly arms, which I think actually is kind of worth it, honestly. Though again, if chat is looking for more ideas, if they don't have a blue ID first, but they have other IDs, I think yellow is also shockingly good on surface. Yeah, it's like a 1 in 1086 or something on Astar. Versus a 1 in 2400 or something awful on the other characters. Sadly, I think you give up the select cloak, which is a lot of value, but at the same time, it's only on 3 enemies on blue ID, so like how highly do you value a 3 enemy drop? I don't think I would put a lot of weight into it. At least not if you're doing 4As. Like, I would be willing to give up 3 chances of that for like 6 to 8 chances of like triple heavenly arm chance. But like, yeah, I think I'd rather take that. There's what, 6 Astarks, in the first area, 2 in the second. 4 here, I think? 11, it's not bad. That's like the equivalency of killing 44 satellite lizards. Yeah, the 12482 chance is kind of terrible. Shockingly, Hermit is live. That's a good sign. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you got that HP boost. We'll say the music for this game series has actually been pretty good. I don't know how much of this I would listen to outside the soundtrack, but the last couple of games have been a lot better in particular than some of the stuff we were listening to before. Go out of my way to go try Flute Control. For the sake of leveling, we'll push underground now that the team has more levels. How we feel about it. I definitely think having an extra 30, 40 HP and another 20 defense does make a difference to not get one shot. So we'll test the waters again. I think just level 40 was too low. But since then, team's gone up 10 levels. And we'll continue to level. Gladly take that tri-flip. Yeah, mostly worried about like him getting slapped by Goron Detonator and just exploding. S-Stark is kind of like a trial run of how much damage to expect if you get hit. So good there. Team waiting patiently at the war on material. Probably put some level 29 techs into the other bank so this character could get more slots freed up. I like the idea of him being the basic tech person, but doing that and also then having like 20 Rappy feet. I have to think about a long-term solution. That's still getting a little extra XP before we go underground. Hopefully Chad will survive. Not worried about Parameter. Just with an extra 4 HP, maybe it matters. Nice. fun. There we go. Nice and simple murder. You know what? The important thing? Chris survived. Reviving dwarf onset damage is a big step as well. Thank you, Rafe. Hope you're doing well. It's going okay. Picked up some value items. Probably keep a couple ults. Checked out Eden. Gave final thoughts on that. Not a bad day overall. Bit of a fatigue day today. I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm definitely gonna go to sleep after stream. Unfortunately, it's something at 7 o'clock, or else I'd be having a good evening. It is what it is. Checking out Megabonk and Acromancer. I don't know what those are. Assuming those are Steam games. Bye, Rappy. I was gonna make sure they were gelling before the team got murdered. It's definitely worth Kapoe stacking this. It's because the Maristas die nearly instantly. Damn, team's died. The rogue likes on Steam, make a box to start a vampire survive, selling game, sit over and children, be retro, give art selling answers. Okay. I haven't been checking out too many Steam games lately. I might also check that out. Actually put it on a wish list for later. Nice, random peek. Love it. Barn detonator here. Maristas. They just don't even stand a chance. Like, we still have lingering Kapoe. What could they possibly do? Stand still. What do we know? It's Cash Shifta. Are you ATPing down as the Fomar? I hope not. It's like, I hope not. Oh, good music. Like, too much goofy music. Cancelled. A few songs left on the soundtrack. Switch it to the next game. We have so many more soundtracks to go through, chat. I think it was like, what, a list of 100? We're only on number 28, and I skipped a few. Because I got tired of all the vocals on the .hack games. Although, to be fair, there's some of them I definitely don't want to listen to the soundtrack again. Like the RPG Maker being on there, for example. I think I'm okay with not listening to those soundtracks. Although I might force chat to sit through Evergrace's soundtrack. Might be the first stream where everybody mutes. I tried flipping. Oh, I didn't burn it earlier. That was a mistake. I'm gonna exit without checking this. I think I'm good. I did come across a random YouTube short the other day talking about the Resident Evil theme. I did think of the chat. Apparently it was composed by a deaf composer, but then it also turns out that a majority of his work was done by another composer, so I guess he's kind of a fraud? Question mark? That's interesting. Yes, it's almost on that level with some of the Evergrey soundtracks. They channeled their inner Resident Evil basement. I'm assuming the YouTube short was correct. I could be spreading misinformation. It did just randomly come up on my feed the other day. Laughing about it. Chat getting more casual value. Nice. Love to see the casual value. Go ahead and clear these guys out for you. Two PDs from Rappies and 1 crystal. Nice. Look at that. Episode 4 just paying off for the chat. Love to see it. Thank you, episode 4. Look at that. Double photon drop. Meanwhile, Draken questioning life choices running episode 4 ultimate. The truth was here all along. The value was here. Hopefully I see another item drop in the next half hour. We went about even. We get a decent amount of materials. All these guys are done. Nice. There we go. See, episode 4. There we go. I was hoping chat would get the what was happening to me yesterday. I was like, come on. I'm gonna spread that drop rate look. Everybody should be getting a PD like every 40 minutes. It'd be like a few minutes late. It'd be like a run late. Acceptable. Yeah, episode 4 surface is just so good. Going back for a random value. Yeah, I think the big thing for me is probably look outside. Then I have to decide what our weekend game will be. It could technically be a Castle Beat. I'm thinking it could also be Pennyblood. Unfortunately, sad news, speaking of games that from many years prior, they're kind of going through a lawsuit still, so I have no idea what'll happen if they'll ever actually make the game that was kickstarted for it. Doesn't make me kind of sad because I was interested in it. Nice one. I did like Shadow Hearts a lot, minus the last game they did because that just failed totally. Yeah, would have loved to see a Dart game. So we'll give it a shot, I think, starting next week. I guess we can officially kickstart our Spooktober, which makes sense. Last year we started early because we just finished games earlier. We'll have at least a month of 2 or 3 horror games and a Castlevania in there. I don't know how long the other RPGs are, so we'll see. If we have time, we'll do Disgaea. But I'm not in a rush either way. I can always hold Disgaea for another year. 35 hit pillar. Not quite the club we were looking for. Out here. Buffs. That the forces are braving the journey into the room by themselves. They're growing up fast, chat. Look at them go. They're debuffing, they're Gavoe stacking. Not even needed anymore. They've left the nest. There we go. Get some materials out of here. Or power materials. It's almost 19 power materials. Pretty good raid. Oh. No lyrics. So I think we're done with that soundtrack. Nuclear Iris 3, the Grand Phantom. Don't think I'm aware of the series. I've never played the series. Chat getting absolutely murdered. Rip chat. The crit damage is real. Next song. Explosion. Although I will say, funny enough, of all the songs to get copyrighted, that kind of messes with Twitch and YouTube. It was a Doom soundtrack that triggered it first. I thought for sure the lyrics were gonna trigger it, especially given how finicky some of their games are, like Dicey Dungeons, where the main menu theme keeps triggering copyright to the point where I'm like, I almost don't want to play more of it just because I find it really annoying. Have my VOD taken down. It's a shame because it's a good soundtrack, but you know, if you can't stream it and then leave it up, it does kind of take a bit of the appeal out of it. Okay. I guess I'll leave it to chat. Did you want to continue to do Underground after this run? Like how we're doing now? Or did you want to do New Mop-Up 3 for a Heart of item? I think chat is probably enough minimum HP to attempt it now. Plus we'll probably level again. Everybody to 61. I flew. What track was it? I have to double check. It was 2. They're apparently copyright not allowed to be played in Russia. Just specifically Russia, by the way. I thought it was funny. I'm like, that makes sense, I guess. Stack with the menu, nice level up. Alright, chat. I need your decision. What are we doing next? It'll still be episode 4. Know what quest to select. See if I have the copyright information offhand. Pause that. Gotta go after this one. Mine's offensive. We'll stick to this for now. I have it in a readily grabbable thing, sadly. Oh well. I'll post later in Discord. Glad we're able to get Draken up a decent level. Seems like Draken's able to solo this, definitely. Multiplayer can still probably a little further. And if nothing else, we should be doing a day to clean up any very hard mode characters. If there's somebody you wanted to help power level once they're in Ultimate by doing Cookie Pink Desert quests, probably good to have a couple characters to do. So I suspect we'll be using at least 30 cookies towards Pinkle Desert, which is a lot of XP. There you go, I'm gonna help. Yeah, I feel less compelled to grind this quest outside of drop rate, rare enemy or whatever. So I probably won't be doing any solo grinding until it rotates. Just because I'm only interested in the items, I don't care about the XP. So if people really need it, I'll run this quest off stream, but otherwise I think I'm going to save a lot of my solo runs for like second week of October. It doesn't even matter what the bonus is. I mean, I assume it has to be drop rate, but... yeah, the drop rate was probably the craziest. I think in 10,000 kills, I got like 21 PDs and like 15 photon crystal, or also 20 photon crystals. It's insane. I was getting like on an average 3 to 4 PDs an hour. Nice. CS. Yeah, I think Chris was looking to make his own divine filter at some point. Which reminds me, Chris, did you end up converting to get it? You should probably do that before Halloween, if you're gonna do it. That way, if you want a pew laser during Desert Quest, you could do it. Yeah, because I think you were talking about gold badges, and I think we determined you had enough. I just want to make sure there's nothing else you're actually looking for. These would be the weeks to kind of get your Heaven Punisher upgrade out of the way. Yeah, you need 3 Caduceus, a Rappy Bag, Photon Filter, Divine Protection ×2. We're doing that off of memory. That sounds right to me. I don't think you need anything else. Yeah, Divine Protection, I think I just played yellow ID for it, if I remember correctly. Like Buddha's drop it or something on one of the IDs. DCS you could pick up here. Get 3 of those towards it. Otherwise, it would be the 35 gold badges for the photon filter. You know what we should do? Since this is Final Quest, why don't we showcase why we don't normally go and complete 4A? Let's attempt to actually complete 4A. We're gonna need 2 people to cross the gap and 2 people left to stay behind. I'll volunteer to cross the gap for you. But we'll showcase why it's a completely awful solo quest beyond like the normally stop at. Quite something. Not getting extra levels definitely helps with surviving Grand Detonator. Grand Detonator crits are no joke. They hit for so much damage. 40 hit saucer, there you go. So yes, unless I'm like really bored watching shows, I don't expect me to be doing it for the next 7 days or something. But at least we got some unsealed progress out of the way for the team. I don't know how much they'll use it during Halloween specifically. It'll be nice in the future for them to be able to stun lock the potentially machine boosted lane. There we go, we're healing chat. Who knows, maybe chat will... I was gonna say, who knows? Maybe chat will randomly get a gyre or something worth the PD. Oh, Del Rappy, where? There it is. Yeah, there you go. Perish. Die, Del Rappy. I'll cover the Del Rappy. Team can trigger the next spawn. Del Rappy's going nowhere without giving it an Ignition Cloak chance. I would say in like this span of 10,000 kills, I've seen at minimum 4 Del Rappys in that time period with the sets. I've been as lucky as to seeing 10 at one point in 10,000 kills. Oh, I didn't get an Ignition Cloak, rip. Oh, hey, look who got the value. Kraken's like, oh, I guess I'll do one more. Just don't mind me, just picking up another Ignition Cloak to go with my Select Cloak I got earlier. You know, they're a paired item. Can't have one without the other. There we go. Kraken slowly being converted into being a believer. Full-time believer, very hard mode. There we go. So good. There we go. Somebody tapped into my normal drop rate luck. So I might not get any more PDs for the rest of the run. That's what I'm learning. It's okay. Went to the team. As long as somebody has my drop rate luck, it's good. There you go. Never enough value. 35 hit Gladius. I don't want those dye fluids. Back for the trip later. Rejoin the team. It's getting slapped currently. Out of here. Rip team. Run detonator, try to stop you from gaining value via murder. No PDs. No PDs, no photon crystals, no more cloaks for the team. Perish. Several arms, sadly no specials are hit. Yeah, like, these rooms aren't too bad. It's when we come into this next area, it's so bad. What were they thinking with this room? But anyway, we'll go in pairs. There should definitely be a force no matter what on each side, or else it'll take forever. Oh boy. Well, let me debuff and try to help the team. Yeah, I'm gonna go on a magical journey team, don't mind me. Yeah, it's like slightly more tolerable in 4-player, but it's still not good. Definitely just gonna go Bowie stack. What are they gonna do? And then look how they're positioning them. Like, they put the Rappy in the middle of the room. I'm Boeing this. I'm not wasting my time on this. Rants. I'm not wasting time. Get out of here. Hey, chat, you can't force me to go over the middle of the pit to deal with them. Can you imagine doing this without a force, though? Like, how miserable this would be? It's like still a couple of rangers. Just have to constantly walk back into the pit, walk out of the pit. It's so stupid. I think I can grants them from here if I'm near the edge of the pit. Yes. The answer is yes. I can sort of assist. I'm helping. There we go. Never do this room in single player. Never ever do this room in single player. Also, sadly, there's just an empty room in here. I think the items are like in another room. Chat really wants to check them out, they can. I don't want to. We'll do a couple more runs and then we'll call it. If anybody wants to take Wario's spot. Yeah. And I also need to call it. Yeah, it's just that it, like, in terms of XP per second and raw kills, it's so bad. There's like 3 enemies aside total, then they're far apart, and it's just the absolute worst. I mean, I guess I got more tickets. Yay? Question mark. Very hard mode one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quests listed now for very hard mode. So definitely been updating it a decent amount. The other thing that I think might be worth trying in the future, if people want, I think it's the Sky ID drop on Marissa. I think Lost Spirit Striker's good. Okay, your antenna are floating. Oh no, are they disconnected? Oh yeah, they kind of are. I don't think they tested the models properly. I'm assuming it's just the 3 of us. I haven't heard anything in chat, but I'll give it another moment or so. Sometimes delay. Otherwise, let's do 2 more runs, and we'll call it. I think that is a fair amount of time to wait. Curiosity, how far did I get with that? Smivin, no worries, my chuckle face. Always welcome to watch. Views, comments. Hopefully you enjoy playing with us. Time arises, as it were. Looks like I got a quarter of the lame already unlocked. That's not too bad. Also happens with Rocket Seal, I think I have that same thing that the chat's using for the headpiece. She's too big, the arms disconnect, that's funny. Yeah, we might give my Humara a makeover at some point. Lots of materials, but all the bad ones. I'm not picking those up. Nice try, game. Stack up here for a little bit. Egify yeah. I think we do. I kind of want the egg-shaped section ID. Now that I know it's a thing, I'm now more interested in it, for sure. Oh, power material. Nice. More photon crystals for the chat. Those enemies real quick. Fifth crystal of the day. I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense. Even though we were playing normal mode and hard mode for the first like 30 minutes of the stream, still have so much value. So good. And again, a lot of it just has to do with the fact that even at a lower percent, we're just churning through enemies so much faster than Ultimate that Ultimate's bonuses to things like PD rate and materials just kind of don't matter. It's like, okay, you can struggle and do some quests that maybe give you something in like a 1 in 2,000, or you just get the guaranteed value. It's just more consistent on very hard mode. And then sometimes you strike it big, like how Draken got the Ignition Clue. As I said before, generally every 10,000 kills or so, I've gotten an Ignition Clue. I think I'm up to 7. So chat is aware, I'm pretty sure I'm at 7 now. Not total owned, I just mean from specifically unsealing. But unfortunately during XP week, my odds of getting it are kind of bad. Although, funny enough, a lot of my Ignition Cloaks did come during drop rate week where it doesn't get impacted. So that 1 in 16 doesn't really mean anything in the long run. Let's go for it. Get that value. Yeah, I'm hoping somebody gets Heavenly Arms by next run, but without a drop rate bonus, I doubt it'll happen. Even with 3 players churning through the odds, it's pretty unlikely. Just because we're killing, like, what, 30 to 40 relevant enemies of it per run? Even at times 3, it's still a lot of results we have to churn through. To clear like 40-something runs to get it, maybe. Glad we got Parameter within 10 level deity. There we go. Enemy. I hope I'm surrounded, very much so. Yeah, I'm glad I think 2 people got KDs. Oh, good overall, multiple photon crystals, despite no boost. Is the other important thing to point out, we're playing with no boost at all, just XP. XP per second, it's been okay. Kill count check up the room. Officially past 25% lame done. Let's just hope runs have been going well. I would say so. Team got Ignition Cloak, Select Cloak, Duke Odysseus. Pretty much everybody's gotten PDs. I haven't gotten a PC yet, which is a bit shocking, but everything else is doing pretty well. If you wanted to hop in remote just for a couple runs, get some free value. Is there a character you wanted help leveling? You do have a free slot. Nice, more Rappies. More enemies. Excellent. I think with 3 people, I think we'll just reset after this room. I don't think I want to do the other room. When did I want to do challenge mode again? Presumably next Friday. Make it Fridays. I mean, if people are around Sunday and Saturday, I'll do it. It's just, I don't think Dango's around. Of course, I didn't make a new film inspired by the stream from Marlo Break. It's so easy with Ponuman. I cannot understate to you how stupid fast the Ponuman is. Like, this character just needs like Mind Mag, Mind Materials, V801, maybe. Arguably not even. Just nuke over and over. Okay. Reset. Yeah, you could put it in the Discord if you want. But I'm assuming everybody will be free Friday to finish up challenge mode, or most of challenge mode, I should say. with the following Friday reserved for completing it. I don't think I have D&D the second Friday of October. I will double check. Otherwise, it will be fixed then. But we have more than enough streams to play around. Can't commit to running challenge mode, definitively. My internet's set up for model. No worries, Chris. We already started challenge mode episode 1, so we're just looking to kind of clean it up. Whenever we can get you and Dango at the same time, we can try to finish up episode 2. That one is a TBD. Just whoever is looking to complete episode 2 from where we were, just needs to communicate when they want to do it. I'm okay with like Sunday or Saturday during like normal stream hours. Yeah, we were at Seabed. I don't remember who I was playing to go to Seabed, so I wrote question marks even in my Pets Attack updates. I'm assuming it was Bo Newman. I don't remember. I mean, I only play Faux Newell or Faux Newman. I just don't remember who it specifically was. I think Friday works for me. Just wanted to double check. Yeah, you can add Dango if you want in the Discord. Feel like you ready? I think everybody else is usually free, so I know when I'm free, so I'm already planning Friday. If we have some spare people, we can always reset and get some other runs out of the way. Retract is usually free Fridays. Yeah, I have a couple characters already prepped for challenge mode. So I can kind of hop into caves if people are at caves already. But we'll see. Yeah, we'd have to get through Seabed, which is the worst part of challenge mode, but then it would free up Dango getting, like, demons or something. It's kind of worth it. I'll probably float it out for Dango and Chris to pick a day in the upcoming. Which is worse, CCA or Seabed? I really don't like CCA. The problem is the boss is so much worse than Ogoflow. The problem is, even knowing how Gal Griffin works, you still die instantly. At least Ogoflow, I could survive. Yeah, Seabed is longer. Seabed is just more punishing if you mess up the boss. For CCA, it's very easy to mess up the boss, and then you could just get really bad weapons if you pose. And then Gal Griffin takes like 5 millennia to kill. Face says I have commitment Friday, plus PSO is currently making me busy game. Third is when the new Digimon game drops I've been waiting a while for. That's fair. So, I'm mostly just looking to finish the runs we started, but if people are interested, I can always host more challenge mode in the future. I'd be more inclined to do so during XP week. I think at this point most people already have their characters completed. So it could be a pretty low effort commitment if we only play during XP weeks. There you go, Chris is excited. You reminded him of Digimon. You're speaking his language now. There we go. So, honestly, if 3 people can say we can show up at this time, we can generally run it. Because I would rather have more people with S ranks than not. Just that I don't know how many people are willing to make the commitment. Because it's going to be like 6 to like 6.5 hours across 2 sessions. We wouldn't do it in 1 session. That's madness. But depending on if people can only do 2 hours, then we'd have to do 3 sessions, for example. Battling with no special, rip. New Pokemon looks like garbage in comparison. I have some strong words for Pokemon, but I'll hold my tongue. Other than I will say very loosely, I am not a Nintendo fan. Kill the Dorphons here. Fun. K1 DLC, oh no. I don't even know what game that's in reference to. I don't watch Nintendo Direct. I'm assuming the baby Pokemon. Although I think Nintendo was trying to stray away from DLC. Pokemon has fallen to the paywalls. I don't know. I have not been a Pokemon fan for many years at this point. I was watching the hilariously bad open world one. Although I guess there might be more than one now. Yeah, some of the stuff on the Switch was very questionable. I love characters warping and taking up like 3/4 of... Quality control! Yeah, just call Pokemon Capcom. Or like, okay, Capcom. I think that was the first game that I can remember doing on, at least on disc/day one DLC. Chat is a more, say, aged game by all means, but I know, what was it? Street Fighter vs. Tekken was, or yeah, Street Fighter vs. Tekken, very controversial. The on-disc DLC. The fact that they're getting more brazen with it shows how little they care about people. Nintendo's been doing a lot of dumb things. I'm fine with PvP, but not everyone is. I was thinking of Chris the other day. I saw they're trying to finally create new formats for Yu-Gi-Oh! Cool. That was like 10 years too late, but sure. Look out, guys. It's Genesis time. Angry Fist? Or Hit Caliber? Arbitrary point system. I mean, it's not unheard of. I think I'm gonna say Canadian Highlander does the same thing in Magic. I'm surprised they don't just legalize certain formats of card eras. Keep the ban lists the way they are and play it that way. I kind of have the unofficial ones with like GOAT Tournament, stuff like that. It is what it is. I'll do one more quest after this, and then I'm very hungry. Does they basically just price them bans list? I mean, yeah, not a surprise. But don't you want to Yatagarasu lock somebody? Now you can, in the modern era. Hey. I'm sure some of these cards were a total design mistake. It's like, you know what we need more of? We need more Mystic Mine. I love playing cards that make people not play the game. I've heard those cards are very popular. Everybody loves not playing the game. Just like, no, you two can play it, the mine. Like, oh, wow, that sure would be a shame if I played a creatureless deck. Something like Mystic Mine, surely. Oh, what a tragedy. Seem to have misplaced all my creatures. Guess none of us will play creatures again. Oh darn. That's not from Del Rappy normal, value before 20. Oh, are you actually doing the phone Newman now? Nice. Still low on TP. He did die fluid, mono fluid, just this room. Do one more then. Yeah, if you're just looking for PDs per trade, honestly, I'm just gonna keep pushing very hard. Because I mean, like, what do people normally have trouble with? S rank weapons, getting them, and then S ranks acquiring the special. So like, once you pay your first like 20 to 30 PDs, either in time or literally trades, eventually you're gonna go, huh, I really need to upgrade my playstyle, but I need like 50 PDs minimum in order to create some of these things. It's like, if only there was a quest where I could get a lot of PDs and or photon crystals to make Baran's launcher. If only there was a quest that let you do both. Already 18, why not? Nice. At least I got rid of Lincoln Pendulum. Oh man. I still think kind of Exceeds was a problem. If we just went back to Synchros and Fusion, I think I'd be fine. I don't really want to deal with Exceeds. Yu-Gi-Oh! Just keep banning more, it's fine. Yeah, like tail end of like 5D's era of cards were problematic. And they sort of fixed some of the problematic cards, like Goyo Guardian was really stupid on release. They got hit with the Nerf bat. If we get any more value per count on the final run. Sadly, I just ended up with pretty average value today. On the flip side, though, I am almost 50% of the way through leveling to 194. Does that make sense? Right, chat? Keep in mind, this character on stream, I'm pretty sure hit 192, playing very hard mode. So, I don't think he's done anything other than very hard mode again, and he's halfway there. What a character. Yeah, I think having forces for this run, even if you don't play force normally, is so good. They really are just kind of the kings of episode 4 Phonumans. They do not care at all about fairness. Then once you start getting things like Heaven Striker filled out and you really high MST on Ramaro, you might mix it up a little. Maybe you get a V502 and S rank with Hell. Maybe you'll play a bit more Ranger where you need to play Force. But I feel like the Force is the cheapest to get to like a endgame level state where like Rangers can be very expensive. Because there's just a raw number of weapons that they need compared to like cheapy items on Force. You know, like endgame Ranger needs Red Ring, that's like 40 plus PDs. It's substitute Ranger wall for a while, but Your whole endgame build is based around you getting this item. That's how deemed necessary it is towards the end of the game. Yeah, I would say even some of the ATP from Red Ring is okay, but once you start actually sphering items, that's where stuff like Red Ring and parts makes probably the most difference. Like, when you could start a character at level 80 with E parts and like 100% attribute versus what you're fighting, it's so crazy how much damage it does. Even turn like somewhat crappy Vulcans into powerhouses. Suddenly you're getting that extra like 80, 90 ATP. It's like what, 34 deep parts, and then that higher levels is like what, another 25 on Red Ring, and you double it for up to 110. Adding 110 ATP to somebody is no joke. That already feels the difference most of the time just wearing like 2 heavenly powers. So just imagine you just get to have 2 free heavenly powers walking around. Yeah, capping luck is also good. Just adds consistency to the run. Crappy. Of course. Wait, he could still drop. Wait, oh, okay. I guess they could only just not drop event items. That's funny. Nice, they could do this. Huh. That's interesting that he was able to drop the Rappy Beak there. I think I misremembered how that worked. I guess there really is no point to killing them except for XP. Outside of events. During events, you still kill them if you want event items. That was interesting. Well, I mean, I technically got like half a PDA value there. I guess it's better than nothing at the final run. Yeah, and Parameter's already so close. It'd make the final levels easy solo or next time we play. Yeah, people are around. They want to do some challenge mode. Gotta let me know. Otherwise, we started something with 2 card, but then they had to go, which I was not expecting when we started up the stream there. There's nothing wrong with that, it happened, but I do want to make sure for the people doing challenge mode they can commit a couple hours. Otherwise, I'll just try using the character to another run. I was actually having a lot of fun with the Humar run. It's gonna feel pretty terrible when we get to Ruins, but early Humar is actually fine. It feels weird having to be respectful to enemies, though. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I think by long term, if I had to like pick one character to play repeatedly challenge mode, I'll probably play Hucasil. Like, I'll play Force because nobody plays Force, but I think overall Hucasil is just my playstyle. High accuracy character with decent damage and breach trap potential that can use pistols. Yes. Exactly what I want in a character. Because even when we were playing Humar, I ended up just doing Pew Pew Pistol to play it safe when I was low on HP. I was like, damn, I could have had the female dagger animation of Hucasil, right, chat? Think about doing the episode 1 caves, but Hucasil animation, how good that would have been. Oh, godlike. All my combos would have been safe. Dagger's actually relevant item in challenge mode. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of big sword, so it's like I'm not taking Hunter as far as they should be. This guy. Pause. It never seemed to get me when I'm in a hallway. It only gets me specifically when I start to poke attacking. So brutal. There we go. This little thing. Okay, so I'm gonna pause for now. We had almost 3 hours of PSO. I'll let Chris keep the Rappy Mag for now. I don't need it, question mark. I technically have spare Rappy Mags, since some of my Phonumans have graduated from using basic Rappy Mag to the Stat Mag. So I'm okay if he holds on to it to make his life easier. We'll just get one from HellCleave at some point. I'm not sure who lended you the units. That one's the answer for them. Oh, you've been told to keep it. Okay. Let's see where we ended material-wise. Oops, I don't want Rappy Peak in there. That'd be a mistake. Okay, so what I can do is take out some level 29 tech. I can move it over later. One more Resta. Definitely two always. No. One more. Oh, my life easier. Alright, so where did we end up PD wise? So we ended up 25. Okay, 15 in the future. Not bad. I still have to potentially gain 65 before the event. Might be a tall order now that it's an XP. We'll see what happens. Material-wise, not looking too bad. I'm up to another fresh stack of 42. I think I've basically gotten 2 stacks to 99 on sealing. I think this is 242 power materials across 60,000 kills, which sounds right. My material, I haven't been getting as many. I think I completed a stack earlier. Evade and defense material, I stopped collecting. I'll probably just give the Uniroll more TP. I don't think I care about my Phonumans getting more TP overall. Yeah, we'll take a break there. I'll put in a little bit of cash away here as well. I think overall, not bad. I'll help chat get their X-Cals. I'll see if chat wrote something in the Discord to remind me. If not, so we'll say I owe Lames to Parameter. I think it was machine %. This statted. Okay, I'll unseal them probably later. Most likely, as soon as this drop rate week again, we're gonna be doing a bonus stream of it. So probably within 3 hours, I could get another 2,000 kills or so, because I am splitting kills in multiplayer, unfortunately. But I think for now, chat, it's a good place to stop for actually both the stream as well as YouTube. If you did watch to this point of the video or the VOD, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. Hopefully it inspires you to enjoy some very hard mode. As we saw, the team overall got some pretty good items. I had very average luck, and very average luck for 2 PDs across that period of time. It's still not that bad. I kind of got like 2.5 PDs worth of value. I was kind of hoping for like one more big drop before end of stream, but sometimes episode 4 takes a little time to get there. But we saw also the extreme other end where, you know, in one run, somebody gained Select Cloak, that's like 15 PDs. Depending on Ignition Cloak, it could be anywhere between 15 and 20, or if it's near max stat, that's up to like 40 to 60. So, you know, high end of very hard mode is almost getting a Photon Sphere in an hour, which is crazy. 47 minutes solo, not bad for faux life, yeah. Horses are very easy to level, Machuckleface. Let me tell you, you give them a majority of their damage is Gafoi, the Mind Mag, materials, that's it. You could go bare hand casts, and it just doesn't matter. If you don't have all those things, then you wear a Fire Scepter Agni to kind of compensate for you not having enough damage. And then if you have a Gafoi merge, it's ultra free, Machuckleface. We're talking like every enemy dies in 2 Gafois. So you just go bop 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 bop. 3 waves have died. So you're like, wait. You're like, that's not fair. You're like, wait, I don't even have to try on satellite lizards. They just explode instantly on spawn. Free value. It's so dumb. So basically, picture me already taking like, what, about 3 Gafoes to kill them in multiplayer? Now picture them with way less HP, and they just explode. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Got the equip, just not the materials, yeah. It is like night and day. Playing with and without Rappy Mag and my material, ugh. The fact that you could just learn like level 29 tech at level 1, if you have everything set up, is so good. You're like, wait a minute, I could just start level 1 with 29 Gafoe? That's not fair. 185 Mind Mag, yeah, that's pretty good. That definitely helps make up for some missing materials. Plus, if you could get yourself into like the 800, 900 MST range, you can learn everything in the game that you really need to. I mean, you're not really going to realistically teach level 30 stuff. Oh, only level 20 Rafoe? That's unfortunate, but chuckle face. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it is not level 29 Rafoe. It is broken. But yeah. Anyway, chat, that is it for now. So thank you for watching. Hope you have a good day or a good night, depending on the time zone.